Good evening. Today, I'm going to show you another time lapse and I will show you how I created this beauty, which if you can say that about your own work, I'm really happy with this one. And it's not only about how it looks that I am actually happy with, it was also the process. And I used some new materials for the first time. I bought these all by myself. There's no sponsor, nothing. I will show you one because it was the first time that I was using like fluid acrylics, and I've been wanting to use those for a really long time. And then I got a quite a good deal on it, and I really liked it because the colors are really bright. And yeah, it's I'm still exploring how to use them, but in this work I used it, and I'm gonna show you the process. And in the meantime, because this is one of the things that I love to do, like try out new materials, and it's a way to keep my creativity running and to keep it interesting. And today I want to talk a little bit about how a lot of us believe that they are not creative at all, because a lot of people say to me when I tell them I'm a painter, and when I tell them I also do still lives, but I also do abstract, and when I show them some of my work, they always say, "Oh, I could never do that because I'm not creative at all. I'm not a creative person. I can't even draw a stick figure." And that always makes me a little bit mad. Not mad, but also a little bit sad. I don't know. It triggers something in me, and today I want to talk about it because I think that you are creative. It's just hidden somewhere and you need to find the thing that like kickstarts it. So yeah, so I hope you'll like today's video and see you in the next one. Bye bye. Here we go, and I'm starting this session with some pencil marks actually as my first layer, and that's also one of the first times that I'm doing it like this. I thought it might be nice to start with some mark making and some textures because I think the acrylic fluids that I bought are quite transparent. So either way, you're gonna see a lot of the pencil marks or maybe nothing at all. We'll just see. Depends on how many layers I want to build up today. So I look forward to this session. Right. So, what I want to talk about today is that so many people tell me that they are not creative at all. And I think a lot of people actually believe that they are not creative. And maybe they were told as a child that they, I don't know, couldn't draw good enough or well enough, or that it didn't resemble anything in the real world. Or maybe some people actually tried to draw and it wasn't as good as they imagined, or maybe some people actually tried to draw and it didn't turn out so good, like after the first couple of tries, and they started to compare themselves to artists online and decided that they don't measure up. And to be honest, I also suffer from, well, let's call it compareritis, comparing yourself to other artists online on Instagram or anywhere else. People that have or might have more followers than you, or they might, be more consistent, or they show more discipline, or a blah blah blah. The whole shenanigans. That's not what we are here for, guys. We are here to connect with our creativity. And the video today is especially for people who think that they are not creative. And I am here to disagree with you because I do think that everyone is creative, and creativity is not about being the best painter in the room, or to make something gallery worthy. Because, I'm also aware that I might not reach that point, and at least I got to play and I got to have fun. And that's why I started all of this. Creativity is about expressing yourself, it's about expression. And everyone has things inside them that need to get out. And it is better to let them out in a way that is positive and that is a way of creating something instead of making it something negative by bottling things up and by, you know, keeping them inside for too long, because I think that by now we all know keeping things inside too long is not a very healthy. No, I am also talking to myself. And another thing when I talk about creativity to people is that they often like limit it to painting and to drawing and sometimes like playing music, but that's as far as it goes. But it's way more broad than that if you ask me. Creativity shows up in the way you actually create your day for me. It's the way you decorate your home. It's how you solve problems at work. It's how you manage and time your joke in a way that like hits the whole room and that has everybody laughing. Creativity is not just something that's like reserved for artists or for people who went to like art school. Because news flash, I also didn't go to art school. I studied philosophy, a whole different kind of thing. And creativity is not just for the people who studied for it or who learned how to be a painter, like in an academic way, which is also completely amazing if you did that. But creativity on its own is, I think, part of being human. And I think the difference between people who say that they are creative or the people that say they can't even draw a stick figure is whether we give ourselves permission to actually practice our creativity and to channel into it and to let it out. Um, because somewhere along the way we forgot, and many of us stopped calling ourselves creatives. And now it is only reserved for artists, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. I think that like school and work and other life's responsibilities, they push us into some kind of like adult boxes where creativity is not allowed because it's only for children. But I strongly believe that if we bury our creativity under all those expectations, it still never really goes away. And it is still there. It's just waiting for you to tap into it again. And recently I saw something on Instagram saying that when you're in your 30s, I'm not sure if it's said as a woman. I'm just going to leave that blank here. But when you're in your 30s, you're finally going to give yourself permission to actually like the things that you liked when you were 13, but it wasn't cool enough to admit. And I really feel like that it's finally cool enough for me to admit that I want to do this and I want to play and I want to sit at my table with my music and my cat in my lap and I want to make and see if I can create some amazing layers and some exciting work. That's it. And it doesn't mean that painting is the way into your creativity like it is for me. For me, it has been my way back to my creative spark, one that I also lost. I've been there. I also thought I wasn't creative anymore. I thought it was for children. I was working full time at university, and yeah, I just was melting away behind my computer. And then I started taking painting lessons again, and yeah. Here we are. You are watching this, so you know how how hooked I got. Um, I think in a way that means that creativity is a natural thing, and it is also not about skill. I'm not sure if I'm gonna upset people with this. It's not about skill. It's not about talent. It's about curiosity, and it's about accepting that this might be a thing you like. And it can be painting, like it was for me, to how you get your creative spark back. It can be singing. It can also be cooking. It can be writing. It can even hide itself in how you text with your friends. Like, it doesn't have to be big and very visual. You just need to acknowledge that it's there, and then you will find a way to let it out and to channel in it and to have an extra way of expressing yourself and not bottling everything inside your body. For me, every layer that I paint in my works, even if it's still life, even if it's abstract, that doesn't really matter. Just every new layer and every new color and every new paint smell is for me a reminder that playing and experimenting is enough and that I don't need to really justify why I'm painting. Like I just need to show up. It's natural. The thing that I'm channeling into is natural, and I don't need to defend why I'm doing this because I can feel in my gut that this is the right thing for me to do. I mean, if I want to like live a little bit of a sane life. And if you are listening to me rambling on about being creative and you're still thinking, yeah, Lena, I'm just really not creative at all. And I am probably not part of the group that you imagine in your head. Well, I'm here to tell you, I just want to challenge that. Try something small and try various things. Try to, I don't know, sing one line of a song that you actually like and try to sing it how you also hear it in the song itself. Or make a little doodle on a scrap of your paper, or decorate a part of your house in a way that is really for you and that is not meant for anyone else. Buy a sketchbook, buy a notebook, write something down that's for your own eyes only. Cook a meal in a different way than you usually do. All that stuff is creativity. Challenge yourself in how you think. If you notice that there's like this little pattern or something that you're really judging other people by, ask why. Try to see another perspective. Try to see different point of view. That's also creativity. And you don't have to share it. Like, it's not mandatory to show the world how creative you are. It's not, I'm not obliged to make these videos. I just really believe that everyone has this little source of creativity inside of them. And it's because it is helping me so much to make it through my days without going completely mad. I hope that I can show that there's a power in finding the creative spark that we might have lost from the time that we were children. And notice if, if the thing that you chose to do, like the tiny creative thing, notice if it makes you feel something. And I think it will. And maybe it will only happen after a couple of tries or after a couple of different things that you've been wanting to do and try. But yeah, everyone is creative, and that includes you, my friend. So, looking at the painting that I'm actually making, um, I'm having a lot of fun. This is what painting is about for me. It's about pushing and pulling and trying to see how far I can take it and see how many different contrasts I can add into one piece of paper. The acrylic fluid paints that I've been using, I really like them, and it adds a little something to my pieces that I have not experienced before. The black is also really dark. I really like that. That makes an amazing contrast with the vibrant colors. Yeah, so I definitely plan on using this material more often. Maybe even in my next video. Who will know? And I hope you liked this video. And I also hope that it wasn't just a time lapse, but also a gentle reminder of how natural creativity is and that it is somewhere hidden inside of you. Just let yourself explore, even in a tiny way. Just start somewhere. And I think you might be surprised at how much joy and energy it brings back into your life. Anyway, if you try it, I'd love to hear in the comments how creativity shows up for you, even if it's just a very small way. And for now, if you liked this video, I'm hoping that you will like it and maybe even subscribe to my channel. And in that case, I will see you in the next video. Okay, guys, have a good one. Bye bye.